Okay, hello and welcome to O Talks, everybody. How is everyone doing? Good to see you all, and thank you for joining us. My name is Darren Teo, your host. Well, today is our season finale on key collection and moving in, part 5 of 5 in our Buying an HDB Crash Course. With just 30 minutes a day for 5 evenings, you will become a super buyer. Okay, here's another look at the topics we have covered in the last 4 sessions of the buyer journey. In day 1, we learned what you need to know before buying. Day 2, we found out the different types of housing grants available and how to set your budget. In day 3, we were taught the different financing options available and what to note with the use of CPF. On day 4, we were given lots of tips on viewings, negotiations, and the buying procedure. And today, day 5, we will share with you what goes on before and after key collection and moving in. Well, you must all be very excited to get started with the session, but do stay with us till the end of the show as we'll be giving away free 1-year contents insurance from Aviva. Yes, for lucky viewers today, as a season finale, we will be giving out homeowners free home contents insurance from Aviva to the first 30 eligible customers. Terms and conditions apply. And now to introduce our guest speaker for this evening's final session, we have Richmond Chia, our senior advisor from the popular Northeast Zone. Welcome, Richmond.
Hello, Darren, and good evening, everybody.
Hello, very happy to have you here with us this evening, Richmond. Now, Richmond is a seasoned agent, and this is his 10th year in real estate. As one of Ohmyhome's top closing agents, he has transacted more than 50 units in the last 12 months. According to Richmond, seeing his clients' happy faces and when completing the sale and moving into their new home are his greatest satisfaction in his job. So that makes him the best person to share tonight's topics with us. Now, let's look at the topics we have that we'll be covering this evening. 1. Key collection, the events leading up to it. 2. Final completion meeting, what goes on before and during completion appointment. And 3. Renovation and moving in, how to do it and where to start. Now, in yesterday's session, we ended off at a stage where the option to purchase was given and the valuation request submitted. So, Richmond, can you show us the app functions again as a refresher, and then we can continue our buyer's journey from there to exercise the option. Shall we do that?
Yes, sure. Let's get started by going to our buyer's journey and looking at the steps to cover. Okay, this is our home page on the app. Tap on the 3-stripe menu button on the top left. Here you will see Home, View Shoutout, Journey. I'm going to tap on Journey. Immediately you are looking at the Ohmyhome HDB buyer's journey. Over here, all the 15 steps are clearly indicated, which you have to complete for a successful purchase. And by now, you have completed 60% of your buying journey. So today, we'll be focusing on steps starting from exercise option to purchase, submit resale application, endorse resale documents, pay resale fees, receive approval of resale application, and attend resale completion appointment. And you're all set to complete your whole buying process. Okay, before buyer can exercise the option, do note it's mandatory to have a HDB Valuation Report if buyer is taking HLE or bank loan for the purchase. And if valuation came out lower than purchase price, buyer will then need to pay the difference in cash, which is also known as COV or cash over valuation. By now, you would have the request for valuation and should have received a valuation report that looks like this, stating the valuation amount on the right column. This is validity of 3 months, and the expiration date is stated at the lower portion, that the resale submission has to be done latest by this date as well. Now we continue to the next stage, where you have to exercise the option, and this is where we begin our topics from. Okay, to exercise the option, the buyer must do all of the following on or before the option expiry as per condition 6 on option. First, you have to sign the acceptance in page 8 of the option. This is page 8 of the option. All buyers have to physically sign on acceptance of the OTP, as HDB only accept wet ink signature for the OTP. Date of exercise must be within validity, for example, within 21 days from option date. Next, deliver the signed option to the seller. And lastly, pay the seller option exercise fee as specified on option. And to note that to exercise the option to purchase, all these three must be fully done. Next stage, we will need to submit the resale application. Sellers and buyers are to mutually agree on when to submit their portion of the resale application to HDB and ensure that the complete resale application is submitted within the time frame they have agreed upon. Both submissions should be completed within 7 days after first party submitted. Okay, this is what you'll see after you have submitted your resale application. Both sellers and buyers submission dates are clearly indicated for your reference. And after submission, both sellers and buyers will receive a letter like this from HDB within 10 working days, informing them their application has been accepted, the flag inspection date, acknowledgement of documents, resale approval timeline, and estimated completion date.
Richmond, these steps are definitely very good reference for any buyers. But can you explain what is done on the actual inspection date and who conducts this inspection?
Sure, Darren. The inspection is done by HDB, and HDB officer will come and inspect for any illegal renovations at the unit. If there is, HDB will request reinstatement of any illegal renovation before the resale application can be accepted.
Okay, so they are pretty strict about this. So hopefully there is nothing illegal. Thank you for explaining that.
Okay, next is the completion date. It will be within 8 weeks from the date of HDB acceptance of the resale application unless extended by HDB.
Now here, Richmond, are there any reasons for HDB not to accept the resale application? I mean, if there are reasons, what are the type of reasons?
Oh yes, there are some rare cases where intent to sell was successful, but due to complication with ownership transfer after intent to sell has been done, or minimum occupation, or even ownership of private property matters can lead the case to be rejected and the sale cannot be completed.
Well, these cases will be very unfortunate. Okay, so thanks for explaining that. It is clear now. Shall we move on?
Okay. Next stage is to endorse resale documents. Upon HDB acceptance of the resale application, HDB will send notification within 3 weeks to seller and buyer via SMS to log into resale portal to endorse their documents online. Upon notice, sellers and buyers have 1 week to complete their endorsement online. A reminder SMS will be sent by HDB within 3 days to last day of endorsement should any party has not completed their endorsement by then. And after endorsement, you will see an acknowledgement screen. Okay, next stage is to make payment for resale fee. Resale fee payable include conveyancing if using HDB lawyer, admin fee, caveat, and title search. If using private lawyer, legal conveyancing will be paid directly to the private lawyer. At payment screen, this is what you see before making payment online. All right, next stage is to receive HDB resale approval notification. HDB will grant the resale approval 1 week after sellers and buyers have endorsed their documents online and make the necessary payment. Sellers and buyers can also log in to HDB resale portal to check on the status of their resale application. Upon HDB approval, you will receive notification where the completion date and timing will also be mentioned. One thing to note that buyers have to contact sellers to arrange for a flag inspection to check for vacant possession.
Okay, all these sample notice and letters you have provided are really, really very useful because most buyers wouldn't have seen it before and don't know what to expect. So now they're very good reference to look back on. So at this stage, Richmond, usually how long later is for HDB approval from the date of the resale application?
Okay, Darren. HDB resale approval is usually granted within 4 to 6 weeks from submission date of resale application, provided all sellers and buyers endorse their documents and make payment for resale fee within stipulated timeline.
Okay, that sounds like a reasonable timeline. Thanks for clarifying. Let's look at the next stage.
Okay, finally, we have reached last stage of owning your dream home, the resale completion appointment day, which I believe all buyers will be most excited. Within 2 weeks to completion day, you will receive HDB notification on this letter. The confirmed appointment timing will be indicated and all buyers are to be punctual on completion day. And on completion day, there are 2 scenarios to take note. First, if you are taking HDB HLE loan or making full cash payment, all buyers are to be present to sign the sale and purchase agreement. If you are taking bank loan, you're not required to be present as your private lawyer will represent you and attend the completion on your behalf. Thereafter, you will meet your private lawyer at your office to collect the keys to your new flat. And here are the other things to bring on completion day. All buyers NRIC, if you're taking HLE loan or making full cash payment for purchase. Number 2, cash reimbursement or property tax to sellers. HDB will calculate on the spot for buyers to make payment to sellers directly. And of course, the agent's commission. If Ohmyhome is your agent, the fees will range from 1,688 for documentation services and 2,228 to 5,888 for full agent services.
Those are definitely very reasonable charges for housing agent services. Now, for first-timers who have not been through this exercise, they won't know what to expect. Can you take us through what exactly happens at the completion appointment? How long does the process at HDB take?
Sure, Darren. First, all buyers, if not taking bank loans, have to attend HDB completion appointment. HDB officer will then go through the standard sale and purchase agreement with buyers, including terms and conditions of owning a HDB resale flat. Thereafter, all buyers will sign the sale and purchase agreement in the presence of HDB officer and purchase fire insurance if buyers are taking HDB loan. After signing, HDB will hand over the keys of the resale flat to buyers and congratulate them on their purchase. If extension stay was granted by buyers, no keys will be handed over, and HDB will inform buyers to inform their respective branch office when they take over the resale flat from sellers, so as to start their MOP commencement date. The whole completion process will take approximately 15 to 30 minutes.
Wow, and it's celebration time for the buyers and the sellers. So now with the keys in the buyer's hand, when can renovation begin? Can they start renovating immediately?
I'll leave that to our renovation expert, Zain, from Ohmyhome Renovation Department. He is the creative design lead. I'm sure he can share his ideas more.
Hello, Zain.
Hi. Yes, Darren. Dear viewers, good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Zain. I'm the creative design lead for Ohmyhome. And yes, when it comes to when can you start your renovation, renovation can actually start on the day after key collection, on completion day if the electricity and the water supplies are actually turned on by the new owners then. However, you should plan and get renovation codes as soon as you receive the option from the sellers. You should also apply for any SP accounts within 2 weeks before the day of completion. You can do it online. And if sellers already vacate the unit before completion, buyers can request the sellers consent for early renovation. So do apply for the HDB permit earlier, approximately 4 weeks before your completion date. And going forward is that it comes down to the golden question. What are the planning tips that you will be looking at? First and foremost, the most important part is to actually get a floor plan. So if you don't have it, don't worry. You can actually purchase it on the HDB website. And for that, is that coming into the inspirational design. When we talk about design, there is a lot of things going on. So it's best to do ample research, gather some things from the internet to actually firm up your concept before you start your renovation. So these are some of the important tips that I can actually give you. So now come to the actual duration of the obtaining the renovation permit. So in order to get the renovation permit, the time frame would take about approximately 2 weeks minimum before you can actually get the renovation permit. So during this renovation process, okay, how long would it take? For a full renovation project, it would usually take about 6 to 8 weeks. And to be reminded that this time frame does not include the design phase or the material selection phase. And these are some of the things that you need to prepare yourself for in terms of the duration. And now for the next part would be budgeting and cost management. Determine your focal point on which areas do you want to spend more on. So how much does a regular renovation cost, one may ask? So for a full renovation for a 3-room flat, the estimated range is from 20,000. For a 4-room flat, the full renovation estimated range is from 30,000. And for a 5-room flat, the estimated range is from 45,000. So to get a quotation from us is that feel free to call our hotline at 886-9009 and look for our friendly service team. And they will be more than happy to actually assist you regarding your project in achieving your dream home.
Wow, those are really very competitive renovation rates. Okay, with this knowledge now and the key is handed over, when can the buyer move into the house physically?
Okay, this is the best part of the journey. If you're not renovating, you can actually move in immediately on completion day.
And if you're renovating, it will depend on your renovation completion date. So it's important to get your quote in early from our Ohmyhome renovation department. And also to note, if there is an extension of stay given, renovation can only start after the extension of stay. In fact, Darren, the move-in day is the happiest for me in my job. It's really satisfying when you see customers happy with their home. After all, a home is just not a place, but it's more like a feeling. For first time owners, I personally believe that it's supposed to be the biggest and the most exciting moment in their life to see them move in when all these things comes together.
Yes, Zain, I totally agree with you. This is a beautiful time for all families. Okay, we just actually picked up a question from our viewers. And the question from Chen Hao says, does that mean Oh My Home takes care of renovation, moving, and even painting?
Yes, Darren, Ohmyhome is a one-stop shop. At Ohmyhome, we offer one-stop solution for all home-related services. Everything that you need from DIY, reliable agent, mortgage, legal, painting, renovation, or even moving can all be taken care of by us. At Ohmyhome, we offer a simple, fast, and affordable solution to all homeowners, buyers, and tenants. Consider us your partner in this entire process. So give us a call today, 6886-9009, and we will be glad to assist you in any of your housing needs. Back to you, Darren.
Well, thank you for answering that, Richmond. Okay. Well, there is another question here. Let me see. Okay, from Annie. And the question is, what happens if buyers and sellers are not able to meet the completion date?
Oh, this is a good question, Darren. It can happen at last minute when one party isn't available. So what they need to do is both buyers and sellers have to submit a written request to HDB to defer the completion to a later date. Usually, such deferment dates range from few days to a week, but the deferred date have to be mutually agreeable by both sellers and buyers first before submission of deferment request to HDB.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, we still have time to take one more question. Let me see. All right, this question. Richmond, when would you suggest that the final inspection by the buyer be conducted and why?
Oh, this is another good question. I will always advise buyer to arrange for final inspection closer to completion date. Like 1 to 2 days before completion date is good because sellers usually already vacated the unit earlier. And the main purpose for buyers to have a final inspection is to check for vacant possession, which means all sellers' movable items are cleared by sellers before completion date.
Okay. Great. Let me see if there are any more questions. Okay, there's one more coming up from Michi Lee. And Michi is asking, what's the difference between agent fee and documentation fee?
Okay,
Right.
for
Yeah,
agent fee is referring to full agent services, where we will be assisting the buyers right from searching of the house, doing financial calculation, negotiation, and finally the documentation process. Whereas the documentation services is purely to cover the whole resale documentation process, help the buyer to do the resale submission, valuation request, as well as even intent to buy.
that's pretty clear. So that makes a difference whether the buyer is needing the services of the agent to find the property, or they have found the property and they're just engaging us for the documentation service. Is that correct, Richmond?
Yeah, that's right, Darren.
Okay, that's great. Okay, that's very good to know. All right, I think that's all the questions we have from the floor this evening. And there you go. Another well-invested 30 minutes to learn all you need to know about key collection, renovation, and moving into your new dream home. Okay, thank you once again, Richmond, for the very enriching sharing this evening. And to our special guest also, Zain, for jumping in to help us with the renovation section. We really enjoyed the session. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Darren. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much, Darren. It has been a pleasure as well.
Great. Okay, and that was Richmond Chia, our Northeast Team Senior Advisor and our Creative Design Lead from Ohmyhome's Client Services doing renovations. And as for you viewers, congratulations, we have finally completed our full 5-day crash course on buying an HDB. All right, and if you have any comments or any topics that you would like us to cover, please feel free to drop us a line in our comment section and we will definitely look into your request. Finally, thank you everyone for staying with us till the end here at O Talks Season 2, Buying Your HDB 101. Your free Aviva home contents link is ready in the comment section for you to click and claim. Terms and conditions apply. Sign up and our team will let you know on the eligibility. See you again in our next O Talk session. Thank you.